So a 59-run win for India in the second ODI at Port of Spain gives them a 1-0 lead going into the third, courtesy Virat Kohli's 42nd ODI 100. He's back to scoring hundreds as the Indian captain. And Bhuvneshwar Kumar continues his fine form at Trinidad, 4 for 31, denting the chase when the West Indies had their moments. That after Virat Kohli won the toss, elected to bat, saw his openers go cheaply, and then saw himself and Shreyas Iyer, who got his first knock of this series, stitch together a 125-run partnership for the fourth wicket, eventually taking India to 279 for 7, a revised target of 270 courtesy rain interruptions in the second innings, of which the West Indies fell 59 short. So let's get Daren Ganga's thoughts now on this game from a West Indies point of view, as well as for what went right from India's perspective. Right, Daren, we'll get to that Virat Kohli 100 in just a bit, but if I could start with the chase, it did seem like West Indies were in it for a fair amount of time at 3 for 148 before the Evan Lewis wicket, and then just when Nicholas Pooran and Roston Chase looked good, both going in quick succession in the 35th. How would you sum up that chase for which the West Indies did look like they were in it for a large part?
Well, I think it's symptoms of the old West Indies team that we have come to know in ODI cricket, getting starts, finding themselves in good positions and not being able to go all the way and secure a win. The same happened in this one-day match. You must give the West Indians credit for the manner in which they bowled. Virat Kohli produced another masterclass with the bat, and the West Indian bowlers were still able to contain the Indians in power play 3. Having said that, I think the tone of the innings started well with Chris Gayle at the top of the innings. For the first time, we saw a partnership in the 40s for that opening stand between Lewis and Gayle. So things were looking up in my estimation, and you always felt that there would be some sort of issue propping up because this West Indian side has been very inconsistent. I spoke about persons getting start in the top 5. Partnership growing but not really blossoming into a century-run partnership to take this game away from India. It's still a very young team, a very inexperienced team in terms of what they've produced. If you compare both sides in terms of their batting, Virat Kohli alone before this match would have produced 41 ODI centuries. Collectively as a team, the West Indians would have had 40 centuries as a batting unit. So that alone shows the gap, the disparity in terms of production. But it was, in my estimation, the inability of this West Indian side to seize the critical moments in this game, and more so with the bat.
Well, India's cause was helped by Bhuvneshwar Kumar's form at Trinidad, which continues to get better and better. His record now sees 15 wickets at the Queen's Park Oval in 5 innings at an average of under 7, economy of under 3. And maybe now at the same time we can compare Virat Kohli's innings that you point out, the masterclass that he is, and he's back to scoring hundreds. He took a break himself, I think, during the World Cup from scoring hundreds, Daren. Normal practice and business as usual seems to have resumed. But from the Kohli innings that you see to the lack of such innings for the second innings where one batsman should have batted through for the West Indies, what does that tell you about Kohli and how he's assessed conditions vis-a-vis the others from both sides who managed to get out even after getting starts?
I've said it in the live feed. It's amazing to look at this genius at work. I think his arousal level, having played the game myself, I know there are times when you're performing that you can get jaded with the routine, but this guy's got an insatiable thirst for run scoring. He's always very alert, very keen. He's physically fit. And the good thing about Virat Kohli is he's able to assess conditions, assess the situation in the game and play accordingly. He recognized that Rohit Sharma was struggling, Shikhar Dhawan didn't really get off, and it was so crucial for him as the number 3 batsman to bat deep into the innings. He spoke about the support given by Shreyas Iyer, who is only a young player in this Indian side. I think to his benefit, he's had the opportunity of playing against the West Indies A team prior to this series where he picked up 2 half centuries. So he's just continuing in that vein of form. That's a great thing about Virat Kohli, his ability to take responsibility, to absorb pressure, and his risk-free batting, in my estimation, is unmatched in international cricket. This guy goes about the business of scoring runs in a manner where you really don't take notice. It's theatrical. It's like, it's bound to happen. especially when he gets a start, and his conversion rate is amazing. 42 ODI centuries. I think, he's been able to convert more often than not, and I don't think he's had a sort of a series of 5 half centuries where he's not gone on to convert.
Well, perfect day for Virat Kohli. Runs with the bat, 3 catches, and like you said, we couldn't see him off camera for more than 5 minutes in that chase, Daren. We're looking at some numbers for Virat Kohli, and again he continues to pile on the records. He now has the most runs against the West Indies in ODIs, going past Javed Miandad. In 34 innings, he averages over 72 against the Windies, and he also goes past Sourav Ganguly today on the all-time list for Indians with the most runs in ODI cricket. He's only behind Tendulkar, significantly behind Tendulkar in terms of the 18,426 that Sachin got. But now that 100 tally is creeping up pretty quickly. 42 to Virat Kohli, 49 in ODI cricket for Sachin Tendulkar. Right, many thanks for that, Daren. Get your thoughts again after the final ODI of this series. That's on Wednesday at Port of Spain.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and leave your comments in the comment section below. Click on the bell icon for notifications.